Hi everyone, and welcome to my teacher website. This is the introduction page for my IBL titled Little Critter Big Impact. This is an ecological study about the loss of prairie dogs as a keystone species in Colorado's Front Range. So I just have here a preview, a little video about some prairie dogs, and just a little cartoon. And my guiding question for this IBL is, how is the loss of the prairie dog as a keystone species affecting Colorado's ecology, and why should we care? So if you go all the way over here and click on tasks, come to the tasks page, and this tells students that what we are investigating. We'll be using a Google document to help with notes, and I will ask that they share that note page with me so I can monitor that information that they take down. After they feel they've completed the information portion, they will then answer the question in a 2 to 3 page paper, and they have to use at least 5 vocabulary words that we've learned throughout this unit on ecology. Another portion of the paper will be to talk about how the government and the Parks and Wildlife are managing the prairie dogs. So if you go to process, I ask students to learn about the prairie dog as a keystone species, their impact on the ecology of the Front Range, and how our government is managing them. I ask students to keep the question in mind: if all prairie dogs were to die out, who and what would be affected? And this will help get their thinking going about it. So under information resources, I've added several articles that help students understand about prairie dogs and conservation and their role in the food web. I've also included several videos from YouTube that describe prairie dogs and how they function on the Front Range. The evaluation, as I said, was a 2 to 3 page paper. I've attached a rubric that shows you the breakdown, showing students have an integration of knowledge. They were well prepared. They had very little spelling errors or capitalization as far as their writing goes. I will ask that they use APA citation, as well as how their information ties together, the cohesiveness of their argument. Also, I created a Google form that helps students ask a self-assessment of this IBL. They will then rate themselves, and all of them are required to give a self-assessment. And finally, the conclusion. At this point, students should understand that we exist in an interconnected ecology, and that removing one of those pieces could have epic effects on the ecology of the place you're studying. As far as my notes to teacher, this inquiry-based lesson plan is designed for high school students taking ecology. I've broken it down into 2 classwork periods of 50 minutes each, plus 2 nights for completing the writing assignment. And before this lesson, students will have learned the basics of ecology and natural systems, and then following the assignments, they will learn about natural selection and trophic cascades. This will help align with their final project. I use the Colorado Life Science Academic Standards, numbers 1, 2, and 9, and then I also use 10th grade reading, writing, and comprehension. I have assumed that this would be for about a 10th grade class, although science and reading, writing, and comprehension are 2 different portions of the standards. I think if this were to be adapted for lower grade levels, there'd need to be much more scaffolding with the instructor. Students would need to understand specific terms and maybe have a few more days with the material. And I do think Google Docs, YouTube, and the various informational websites to help with this web quest. And also thank you to BibMe and EasyBib.com for Works Cited, and Cornell College to helping me create a rubric for this assignment. Thank you.